Welcome to France and the 2014 Paris International Auto Show. As ever, the floor is covered with lots of beautiful cars and lots of beautiful concept cars. These are machines intended to give a bit of a design statement for the brands that they represent. Cars that may be too big or too impractical or simply too far out there to ever show up on a showroom floor. In fact, many of these cars may never see the light of day again. So let's enjoy them while we can and take a look at the best concept cars of Paris 2014. This is the Infiniti QAT Inspiration, an absolutely beautiful car that is long and low and lovely. Infiniti says that it is aggressively styled. I have to say that is a bit of an understatement. On the inside, it is of course packed with technology. There are dual heads-up displays up front, one for the driver, one for the passenger. The car can drive itself, but it can also give advice to the driver, for example, telling them when to change lanes in traffic to avoid the worst of it. The rear seats have plenty of technology too, high-definition displays for entertainment, but the best form of entertainment perhaps, a bottle of champagne that's nestled between the quilted leather seats. Now what's under the hood? Probably nothing at all. This is a show car after all, but Infiniti would like us to believe that it's got a twin-turbo V6 with a hybrid powertrain giving a total of 550 horsepower, yet still delivering 42 miles per gallon, which isn't too bad. Next up is a concept that's looking a little bit closer to production. This is the Audi TT Sportback, a four-door version of the company's iconic roadster. Now, if you told me before the show that Audi was going to slap a couple of extra doors on the TT, I probably would have been fairly skeptical, but I have to admit, I think it looks great, especially the rear haunches with that sloping profile. Looks fantastic on the four-door, perhaps even better than on the two-door. Now on the inside, we've got the same 12-inch virtual display. That's the same as we see on the TT. I think it's a fantastic piece of technology. LED lighting all around. We've got laser headlights in the front, a 400 horsepower turbocharged motor that'll get you from 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. But despite looking like it just rolled off of a production facility, we're hearing that Audi has no plans of ever offering this for sale. So my advice, take a good look while you can. Now, while the Audi has all-wheel drive for good performance in all conditions, Peugeot is taking that a step further with the off-road focused Quartz concept, which we're sitting in here. 500 horsepower on tap means that this is a peppy pug, and it is a plug-in hybrid as well, meaning you can go up to 30 miles without burning any gas at all, in theory anyway. We're sitting in the interior here, which is wonderfully futuristic. There's actually a holographic display for the driver here. Lots of controls on the tiny little steering wheel, so you never need to take your hands off of here. And beautiful lighting, beautiful materials, even real stone here in the middle. Now, is this car ever destined for production? Well, the giant wheels, the razor blade mirrors, the scissor doors, the smell of resins inside the interior, I'd say don't get your hopes up. Citroen has announced at the show this year that they're spinning off its DS as a sort of sub-brand, and they're celebrating with this, the DesDivine. A bit of an appropriate name given the diamond-studded interior. My favorite part, though, the diamond-shaped louvers on the rear. They do block rearward visibility, but who needs to see out the back when you've got HD cameras, HD displays, and yes, even a heads-up display, a bit of a trend this year. Likelihood for production? Well, look at the suicide doors and the giant wheels and everything else. You have to say that it's pretty unlikely that this is ever going to be showing up in a Citroen showroom, just as unlikely as it'll be showing up in John Waters' next movie. And finally, my favorite concept car of the show, this is the Lamborghini Asteria LPI 910-4. Yes, a very lengthy name, but the Asterian part is the most important. He was a mythical half-man, half-bull minotaur, and this car too has a bit of a split personality. V10 in the back, electric motor up front. Yes, this is a hybrid, a 910 horsepower hybrid, so very much a Lamborghini. The styling, I think, is a bit more refined than a lot of recent Lambos, a little bit more classical. It looks a little bit like the Mira, as a matter of fact, from a couple angles, and I'm absolutely in love with it. But it is, unfortunately, at this point, just a concept car. Lamborghini has no plans for production, but maybe if we all wish really hard and clap our hands, Lamborghini will make our wishes and our dreams come true. Hope you've enjoyed this look at the greatest concept cars from Paris 2014. Though these cars may never make an appearance in your driveway, I hope they do at least make an appearance in your dreams. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some dreaming to do myself.